One way students are staying warm is by packing into Moby Arena to support Ram athletics.
That's right, Kira. The 3-0 Rams faced off against similarly undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks earlier today. Leah?
Thanks, Gavin and Kira. And yeah, while Moby has been rocking the past 2 weeks, the men's squad had to finally hit the road to compete in the Shriners Children's Charleston Classic. The 3-part tournament had CSU facing South Carolina in the first round, which concluded just a couple of hours ago. So how did it turn out? Well, CSU absolutely annihilated the Gamecocks, winning 85-53. I don't know what got into Coach Medved's squad, but you can forget all about your doubts regarding this team. I mean, it wasn't even close. Rams forward James Moores balled out, going 10 for 12 from the field, including 2 threes. And may I remind you that this is a guy who didn't hit a single triple in the entirety of last year. Wow. As a group, the Rams hit 58% of their shots, which is mind-boggling. Their defense was stellar too. Other than freshman phenom Gregory Jackson III, no Gamecock reached double digits in scoring. None. Honestly, I'm still shocked by the result, but in a good way. Colorado State will be back at it tomorrow at 3 o'clock local time to face either Davidson or host Charleston. And right now, it's looking like Charleston might take it because they're currently up 54-47 with 12 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second half. This weekend might prove to be very special for the Rams basketball, and I'm excited to witness it all. And hey, they're not the only ones away this week. So stick around for more CSU sporting news with me later in the show. But for now, Kira, back to you. Welcome back from the break, Rams. We'll continue from earlier in the show with some college hoops. Like the men, Colorado State women's basketball is also searching for its 4th win on the season, battling Mississippi State this Sunday. The Rams have had a stellar undefeated start, highlighted by that dominating performance in the opener against BYU, and it hasn't diminished since then. As we know, the green and gold have had plenty of new faces this year with some key returners, including Kendall Kinzer, Petra Farkas, and most notable of all, star guard McKenna Hofschild. The trio has set the tone early, amassing at least 80 points as a team in the first 3 outings, winning by over 20 in each as well. Wow. The Bulldogs are currently 2-1 on the season with an outrageous yet expected 104-47 victory against Mississippi Valley State. Like, come on. That said, the Bulldogs lost a head-scratcher to South Dakota State most recently on Monday. Strange. But anyway, as you can see, both CSU and Mississippi State clearly know how to score. However, the Rams are much better beyond the arc, sinking a whopping 53% of their shots from deep. That's insane. Overall, if the Rams perform like they have been, they should be fine. My only main concern, though, is that to this point, CSU has played in the luxury of Moby Arena. The girls won't have that this weekend, so hopefully they can carry that same energy in their first road appearance. And finally, I'll finish the night with Colorado State football. That Wyoming loss was truly heartbreaking. I mean, I really thought the Rams were going to pull it off. But it's a new week, time to regroup and travel down to the Springs for another rival in Air Force. And let's just say, the experts don't think much of this one, favoring the Falcons by 22 points. And it makes sense. Air Force currently sits at 7-3 overall, 3-3 in conference. Far better than CSU's miserable 2-8 line. The Falcons have bullied schools in their wins, while falling just barely short in their losses, one which to all too familiar territory in Wyoming. Looking at the highlights, we see typical Air Force, reliance on the running game, scoring 30 of their 37 touchdowns that way. And the man responsible is senior Brad Roberts. Roberts has been a crucial weapon for the Falcons dating back to last fall. He had a game-high 151 yards and a season-best 2 touchdowns on 32 carries against, you guessed it, Colorado State. If only his talent stayed in 2021. But this year, he's instead bulldozed for over 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns. Dang. So, moral of the story is, CSU's offense either needs to reciprocate the Falcons' rushing attack with Avery Morrow, or the defense needs to obstruct ground movement from Roberts directly. And with that in mind, let's take a look at the numbers. Well, it's not a big shock that Air Force averages more than double the points scored per game than the Rams, because pretty much everyone else does in the conference too. And even though the Falcons mostly focus on pounding the rock, they still have 7 passing touchdowns. So yeah, this Air Force squad is diverse in its abilities, and the Rams will really need to step it up in every category if they want to prove the other side wrong. Most of us Ram fans have forgotten what it's like to get a win. That Hawaii game seems like forever ago. With only 2 regular season games remaining, it would be really nice to end the year on a high note. And with that, Rams, that's all the action I have for you tonight here on CAC's Closeout. But stick around, because Zoe Heyman is up next with all the spice for upcoming holiday weekend.